Vox is not just about the ministry we do with one another, to one another, but the ministry that has given us overflows this community and extends to really all parts of the world. A couple of the ministry partners that we have had this past year who've just really have shined during this year of pandemic with their wisdom and approach to ministry. One has been Seth and Andrea Sears down in Costa Rica with Give Dignity. So I ask your prayers for them. That I want to make mention of them because they're just doing a wonderful job. And then locally here, Heart and Hand, which is a local food pantry and other things for the impoverished locally. They've just done a wonderful job, so I ask you to keep those folks in prayer. Today is special because I get to introduce to you Bobby Jeffrey, she and Bruce have been part of Vox since the very, very beginning, many decades ago, well, a couple decades ago. And Bobby is going to come and introduce to us something that is going to become a new missional partner of the Vox Day community. So welcome, Bobby.
Thank you. I feel like a real rebel taking off my mask. And we have that to look forward to, right? That's going to happen soon, I'm hoping. I am here to tell you the story of a dream that began about 15 years ago when Rustin and I found out that we were both artists. We both saw the world in metaphor. We thought in metaphor, and we had this crazy idea that wouldn't go away. So, two artists walked into a bar. I thought, it'd be good to start off with something funny. So I Googled two artists walked into a bar, and you would not believe the amount of websites and podcasts that are available called Two Artists Walked Into a Bar. Lots of websites, no jokes. So I wanted to tell you, there is something funny, kind of odd about these two artists that had a dream, a crazy idea that wouldn't go away. So this is Imago Performing Arts. We were born during a pandemic. During the 1 year in 100 years when the performing arts died. During the 1 year in 100 years that you had to be certifiably insane to begin a performing arts organization. We qualify, Rustin. Okay, so that's funny, but there you have it. And Imago Performing Arts Imago is Latin for image. It is also the root word of imagination. So I want to ask you something. On the beginning pages of Genesis, how do we see God? What's he doing? He's creating, he's creator, he's the artist, he's the greatest of artists. So also, a few lines down from that, when he creates man and woman, he says that we are created in his image and likeness. So we're created in his essential nature. We're created to create. So that is what is reflected in our logo. So if you look on the left side of it's kind of hard to see up there, but in that paint smudge that's up there, does that image look familiar to you? Do you recognize it? Where's it from? Anybody know? Yes, it was painted by Michelangelo on the top of the Sistine Chapel, and it is the moment right before the hand of God reaches to endow the hand of Adam with a spark of life. So, are we a Christian organization? Not necessarily. Our core is Christian, but we want people of all faiths, all ethnicities, all races, all no faith. We want them to become a part of a community that is created to create. So that's kind of what we're about. That process, being part of a community that is created to create, is a process that offers life. And it's our hope, it's not our agenda, that we could help people to see or help them to gain a thirst for a deeper life. So what are we actually doing? Okay, so we have, hopefully, very soon, this building will be filled with a lot of people fairly frequently, and we have productions that will be going on. Our first one is coming up on May 20th, and we're holding auditions for The Importance of Being Earnest, which is a play written by Oscar Wilde, and it's a classic comedy of manners, and some of the most colorful characters in dramatic literature people this play. They're so much fun. It is the quintessential use of wit and our mother tongue. It's just so much. I can guarantee you an uproarious evening of fun and an examination of the vital importance of being earnest. So you want to make sure that you're part of that, or that you come to see it. And then our next project is 2020 Vision, which is going to be a COVID community storytelling project. I think that it takes more than a vaccine, more than a negative test, more than a normal temperature to get over COVID, to get over what this pandemic has brought to all of us. So what we're going to be doing is collecting stories from our community, not just from Vox, but from all over our communities and in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area. And we'll be writing this show using those stories. And it's our hope that it will bring healing and closure to a time that was the worst of times, but sometimes it was the best of times as well. And then also in December, we have coming up a Christmas Carol. We tried to do that last December, but we were squelched by the pandemic. But Dickens' Christmas Carol is a story of transformation and redemption that deserves to be told over and over and over again. So we're looking forward to that one as well. We have courses that will be beginning as of June 1st. So we have courses in art, in painting, in drawing. We have a class called Little Artists. And all the classes that I'm going to be telling you about are taught by people that are either have been my colleagues, some as long as almost 30 years, and by former students that are getting on their feet as artists. But they are all people that I trust completely, and that their artistic ethic is just, it's incredible. So I feel very confident in recommending them to you. We're also having dance classes, so those will be in jazz and tap and junior musical theater. There's a class called Music with Me, and so as we're envisioning these things, you know, I'm getting these pictures in my head, like I see Maya with a fedora in a Fosse pose going, you know, like this with jazz hands going on. I have seen Marcola with really uber dramatic eye makeup, a beret, and she's going across the stage kind of doing jazz walks. So I might have a vivid imagination, but you can see that, can't you? I mean, isn't that possible? that could happen. Those dance classes are going on. We'll have music, private voice, piano, group voice, and we'll also have acting classes from you know, like kindergarten age all the way up to adults. So those will be offered, and we hope to be providing some scholarship opportunities along the way as well. I have a metaphor for theater, and it's a bus. So I believe that on this bus, on this Imago theater bus, there are seats for everyone. And you just have to find the right seats. So one of those seats, for instance, might be Chief Hugger, and Nicolette would be in that very spot right there. But so there are ways to get involved, and there are ways to get on that bus. So I'm going to tell you what some of those are. First of all, you can audition for shows, which are so much fun, and they form a community all of their own. A family, all of their own as well. So you can audition, we need dancers, actors, singers, we'll need all of you. We definitely need people backstage as crew members, ushers, concessions people. We need people that can build sets, that can sew. We need people that will come and invite their friends. We need people that will be able to contribute their COVID stories to what we're trying to build. So, and then as you can get involved with classes as well. You can register your kids for classes. You can register yourself for classes. Vox is so full of talented people, and although we already have instructors for some of our basic classes, we can offer so many more classes. And for instance, I would love to have a guitar class, and I happen to know that Ben Blevins can play anything with strings on it, and that he probably has been spending a little too much time with Emily anyway, so he... I said that, Aaron Mills. He's, when you look at him, if you put anything in his hands, whether it's a hypodermic needle, a power drill, or a guitar, it sings when Aaron plays it. So Amy Sandwell is so artistic, and Joy Clee, we have so many people here that could participate and offer what they're gifted in, offer from their own sense of genius and love. So we're looking forward to having that happen. And then you can, you can pray for us. Listed up on the slide are some areas that we really need prayer for, but also I'd like to introduce you to Karen Cron. She is our executive director. Karen, you want to wave your arm around a little bit? Karen was one of my first 2 theater major graduates, and she's okay. But she's really pretty phenomenal, and she has some little flyer things. I forgot we were going to put them out on the chairs beforehand, but introduce yourself to Karen. You'll see her and her family around here more often in the future, and so she has some things with our website address and our social media, and specific things to pray for and ways to get involved. So she'll be happy to hand those out to you. And give us about 2 weeks, and we should have our website and our social media a little bit more solidified, but we're still getting up all of our classes and everything on our website. So, but finally, I just want to say that I'm being chosen to be a missional partner for Vox is overwhelming to us. We feel so unworthy of that, and we're so grateful for the hope and the belief and just all the things that you have invested and pledged to invest in us, and we hope we're a good gig. All right, so thank you, Vox.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. I am so excited about this. It's a chance for Vox to just take next steps and continue to be faithful with kingdom resources and the opportunities to share those in our place. So we'll be praying for this and excited to see what's going to happen.